I'm Roger Freeman from the Colorado Solar Energy Industries Association. I'm a board member and a renewable energy lawyer, and I'm here with Bill Clay.
Hi, I'm Bill Clay. I'm also on the board for COSEIA, and I'm owner of Solar Power Pros.
We're so excited to talk to you today about the wonderful connection between solar and the booming real estate community. We think it's a natural match in Colorado and are happy to provide today some more information about how solar works in Colorado and some of the things to look for as members of the Colorado Realtors Association. The first thing to know, and I'm sure most people recognize this, is the solar market in Colorado is expanding dramatically. We are particularly happy to see that occurring at the residential market, and so more and more often solar is coming up as an option for those buying or selling real estate. That's in part because solar prices have dropped 55% in just the last 5 years, and we see this trend continuing. You're not imagining things as you drive through Colorado. There are over 200,000 Colorado solar homes currently, and we expect that to expand over time. That's in part because we have what's called a favorable net metering policy. That's a simple concept. When the sun hits the roof, it captures a certain amount of energy. First of all, that energy is used to power a home and provide power for electricity and otherwise. But if there's extra power, that power is sent back through the grid and credited in a certain way. And that's a wonderful opportunity for folks who don't necessarily use all the power collected on their roof to take advantage of the system. In part, the growth is due to the fact there's an inherent right to solar in Colorado. I won't bore you with the legalities of that, but Colorado has a statute that allows folks to opt into solar if at all possible, and that is certainly something that people take advantage of at both the residential homeowners and at other levels in Colorado. We're excited that our industry is growing, just like the Realtors Association. We've seen a great growth in our market. There are now an estimated 6,700 jobs in Colorado. And I'll let Bill take it away with an example of how solar can save you money on your home.
Thanks, Roger. So one of the big financial benefits to solar is accumulating the utility savings over time. So I'm going to show you a quick example here of that. If you have an electric bill today that's $100, then conservatively, looking back at Colorado's historical price increases on that $100 will increase to about $225 in 25 years. And so that's just increase over time, conservatively in Colorado. It's important to note that most solar systems today have warranties associated with them that are usually 25 years or greater. So if you enter into a solar purchase or lease, you are basically fixing your solar energy prices for that period of time. And you'll see on there, since you have a fixed solar energy price and this increasing utility electric price, the difference in there are your savings over time. And this is an important part of the solar financial equation. It certainly can add tens of thousands of dollars of value to the average residential home with solar across that 25-year period. And that's why you see a lot of people enjoying and adding solar to their homes, and you see a large financial benefit from doing that. And they consider it an asset to their home, and they're able to take advantage of that. Also, it's important to note that there's two ways to install solar on your home. And whether you're representing a buyer or a seller, it's important to know which one the homeowner has currently pursued to have solar on their home. They can either buy the solar outright or they can lease it. If they purchase the solar outright, they've either paid cash for that or they've entered into some kind of solar loan and are making payments over time. In that type of model, when the homeowner sells their home, they're typically transferring that solar system to the home buyer outright with the home sale, just like any other major appliance in the home. In a leasing model, the homeowner has entered into a third party or entered into an agreement with a third party that owns the solar system. So the homeowner doesn't own the solar system, they're simply leasing it or purchasing power from it. In that model, when that homeowner sells their home, they're basically looking to transfer the agreement, the lease agreement, to the buyer. And so you'll want to be aware of which situation your buyer or seller is in for that particular arrangement. And then lastly, so when you're going through and you're representing a buyer or seller and the home has solar on it, just a couple of notes for you. First of all, ask the seller to compile some information about the system. Is it owned or leased? Some of the system details. When was it installed? How old is it? What size system is it? What are the major components on the system? Collect performance reports and utility bills to show what savings have been realized over time. Also, it's important to collect the warranties, both from an installer standpoint warranty, but also the manufacturer warranties, because those can be 25 years or greater, as I stated earlier. And then lastly, it's important to do a full inspection on the system and make sure that it is working appropriately. With that, I'll hand it back over to Roger and let him finish up.
Thanks so much, Bill. That's an excellent summary of the economics of solar and why we're finding more and more that solar actually increases the value of homes and becomes an attribute to deal with during a sale and to add to the attractiveness of a home going forward. Knowing those points that Bill just raised help dramatically for realtors involved in a sale involving solar. But on the long-term outlook, there's some other trends to just note and think about as you consider the opportunities for representing clients involved with a home with solar. First of all, many of you recognize that the electric vehicle market is exploding in Colorado and nationally. There's some estimates from the big car manufacturers that up to 50% of our cars may be run by electricity in the next 5 to 10 years. For that reason, many folks are looking at solar as an opportunity to power their cars. If there's extra energy, which there often is, particularly at night, that energy can be used to charge batteries and ultimately further reduce costs to the consumer. For that reason, you're seeing local policy support for many changes to our residential code that may well allow for increased solar in the future. One example is the city of Lakewood is looking at a code provision that requires for new residential garages that certain wiring be installed so that a charger can be installed with minimal back work on the garage once the home is built. So there's a lot of changes at the policy level, particularly at the local level, that are important to keep in mind as you consider the opportunities for solar. Solar is particularly useful as combined with batteries, which many of you may have read are also exploding on the scene. If you have a battery in your property with solar, allows greater storage options and an opportunity for balancing their overall utility bills and usage. And finally, it's no surprise, particularly in a state like Colorado, and I know the Colorado Realtors Association has a strong environmental and sustainability policy. Again, solar and real estate here combine well to support sustainability, environmental values, and we're seeing more and more folks looking at that as a key attribute of a purchase or sale of a home. We've given you our phone numbers at the beginning on the slide. Certainly you can contact Bill or I with any direct questions. Or better yet, to find a solar professional and learn more about the Colorado Solar Energy Industries Association, COSEIA, join us on our website. Thank you so much for your attention and good luck with your solar in the future.